guys, you're welcome back to my channel. You're welcome back to with Oluwapolumi. If you're just first time here, thank you for stopping by this channel. And if you're an oldie, what's good? What's popping? If you're first time, like I said earlier, my name is Oluwapolumi, and I'm a lawyer and business analyst based in Lagos, Nigeria. I like to make videos about tech or my realities of working in tech in Nigeria, and my little know-hows in tech. I sometimes feature fellow professionals like myself to make these videos for you, and I randomly just like to show lifestyle, or document lifestyle as regards what's happening in my life, or whatever is interesting that's happening in my life at the moment. That's not my core, but I like to do one or two of that and just throw them into the pot, right? About a month ago, right, the last video I shot, that is, I kind of delved into, you know, the importance of upskilling in tech, right? As across different tech roles, right? I majorly stated the importance of, upskilling in tech, or whether you are thinking of coming into tech, or you're already in tech, or you're a new entrant in tech, right? So that you kind of have it at the back of your mind for the person watching this, as that's just trying to come in, that once you get in, it's a never ending journey, right? And for people that are there to know that you can't slack, right? So after that video, I kind of got a few comments, to a few requests to kind of delve into how you can upskill in tech, really. um like like a more detailed approach, or a more detailed video, say like a business analysis, to delve into how, as opposed to just generally saying you need to upskill or stating the importance, just like I did. And of course, this was like a big chore for me, right? Because I'm a business analyst, and I would not necessarily speak. Is my mic working? Yeah, still working. And I will not necessarily be an authority, as regards other tech roles, right? Say for software development, for example. So yes, it kind of had to take me a while to prepare for it. Of course, I had to speak with a few of my friends and a few of my colleagues, as to to seek their expert opinion, and to be able to put this video together. So yeah, this video that you're seeing today is not coming from just me. I had to consult a few of my expert friends. So yeah, shout out to all my friends and all my colleagues that I reach out to help me. Thank you for making this happen. Let me start with my role as a business analyst and tell you, like, break it down on how you can upskill, in what area you can upskill, right? So the first and the least in upskilling as a business analyst would definitely be project management, right? And this is why it's kind of important. Project management is kind of very um is kind of intertwined into your role as a business analyst. I know that your job functionality is basically the requirements, making sure that the requirements that the business owner wants is what is eventually developed. I know, right? And project manager really is just timeline, making sure that everything that you need to be able to do that, you get, or to be able to everything that you kind of need to meet the timeline that you have set to achieve the requirements is all that. So product managers are most likely involved in timelines. Yeah. Also, the reality, I know that these roles are different here, but the reality is that in some organizations or in some job ads, you find yourself seeing things like, a little bit of project management responsibilities or skills is required in every. If you check on LinkedIn and you see job, you sometimes or most likely see stuff like managing projects in the requirements for the job. So you in some organizations, they have business analysts and they have project managers, like as a standalone, like two different roles. However, in a lot of organizations too, or in some organizations too, these roles are one and the same thing, meaning that one person is acting as project manager and that same person is acting as a business analyst. So you kind of find this a lot happening. So just so that you are prepared and you're kind of like the it girl in terms of things like this, it would, make a lot of sense for you to, think of upskilling in project management. No knowledge is just so that you know that as you are, managing requirements, you're also managing, the timelines and make sure that the delivery within time pretty much. That's why you always see a lot of business analysts of scaling to become scrum masters so that they can also kind of learn scrum practices and how to be better project managers. Yeah, pretty much. Also as a business analyst, right? I think it's quite important for you to be so I think you can actually upskill in product management, right? Don't be confused. These terms, there's something in tech that sometimes the terminologies can sound very alike but have very different roles. Yeah. So product management, like business analysis that has to particularly deal with your requirements, right? Product management is that and more, meaning as a product manager, you kind of deal with the project. You kind of deal with product as how the product is doing alongside other competing brands. You're looking at how your product is doing, how customers are receiving the products that you're putting into the market. You know how you're doing competitive analysis. A competing brand that has the same feature almost as ours. How you know how how are people staying on our app compared to this platform, so that kind of thing. You're also looking at the sales aspect, or you're also working in conjunction with the marketing, the sales. As a business analyst, you might not necessarily have to interface with the sales or marketing or what have you. Yeah, but yeah, for a product manager, you definitely have to. There has to be synergy, not just with your development team. That's which is the core for the business analyst, but also your relationship with the marketing, the sales, and you find yourself dealing with the go-to-market of the product. You understand? So like the entirety, a product manager is dealing with the entirety of the product. Yeah, so to speak. That's that for product management. Also as a business analyst, right? One thing that you most likely find in a lot of job ads when people are looking for business analysts, you will see requirements that looks like data analysis in job ads, right? What now? Let's get this straight. Whilst I know that a lot of job ads are look like they're looking for data analysts instead of business analysts, right? Or instead of professionals that deal in business analysis, not business analytics. These are two different things. Business analytics is more data, inclined. They do, they're like the data. You know what I'm saying? Just words. However, it's kind of important for a business analyst to have a little bit of data analysis knowledge, e.g., how to draw insights from data, how to visualize your data. If your data analyst has given you, um, they've given you what's it called, giving you like a bunch of cleaned up data and transform. You kind of know how to draw your insights and work a little bit with Power BI and Excel basics. Like you should be able to. Oh well and good if you're a pro and also a data analyst, power to the people. Oh well and good, but it's definitely a knowledge that you will find that will come in handy for you, because I'm sure if you're already in business, if you're already a business analyst or you're looking to come into business analyst and you've been looking at a lot of job roles, I'm sure without saying anything extra, you must have seen what I'm currently trying to say. Yeah, you must have seen a little bit, maybe you'd have seen maybe one or two as one or two in the list of responsibilities as, oh, should have the knowledge of Power BI, or like should be able to draw insights from data, which are like the basics of being a business analyst. So, what would make you be able to draw insights is your knowledge of some of these data analytics too. Yes, got it, got it. Yeah, as a business analyst, you definitely must be able to use process modeling tools, right? So tools that kind of help you visualize your process flows. You definitely must be able to use them. So I don't even know if this one is like an upskilling type of situation, but yeah, if you don't already, if you can't already use it, then it means that you must be able to upskill to be able to use it. In fact, I'm sure you'd also, once again, if you're conversant with checking for job roles and stuff like that, you will definitely see this under a lot of job roles as your responsibilities and as skills that you must possess as a business analyst. Yeah, so definitely process modeling tools like visual, usage charts, product IO, and the rest. Yeah, so the final one that is debatable, right, is being able to use a little bit of UI UX tools. So by UI UX tools, I mean you're able to use Figma, right? This is quite integral for you because you're going to be collaborating with a lot of UI UX designers. So it's kind of imperative that you know how to use these tools to kind of ease your collaboration. So as a business analyst, you kind of, it's a nice to have to be able to upskill to use Figma to be able to, put life into the process flows that you have come up with, alongside the UI UX. So you're able to make comments because on Figma, you can make comments on designs. There's a space for you to collaborate on Figma and make comments too. So whilst your UX designer is doing the work, you can also, add a bit, a little bit of screens here and yeah. So um some people can even progress from learning UI UX to being full UI UX designers and learning front end and progressing to be mobile developers and even progressing to being back end developers. So what I'm trying to say is that in tech, it doesn't matter what role you are on currently. There's no limit to what's that word? There's no limit to where you can upskill. There's no limit to. Business analysts have gone on to, be software developers. And we've also had software developers that now come down and say, oh, I said down. That now come back and say they are just product managers. So it's just, it's intertwined. The question is, you have to be flexible. I think that's the word. You have to be flexible. I'm kind of, avoiding making this video too long. So I mentioned business analyst. So everything that applies to business analyst, by what I've said, right? What do you think? I think they would automatically apply to people that are currently business project managers and data analysts. So everything that I said for project managers and data analysts, they kind of skill to become business analysts, product managers, and the rest, right? So it's pretty much the same for them. They kind of skill along these lines as well. Yeah. Because I just mentioned UI UX, I just referenced them. I might as well go into UI UX. So for UI UX, right? Um, my UI UX friends will say that if you are trying to upskill in UI UX, just kind of have to upskill in your visual skills and your research skill, right? And a good place that a lot of UI UX can upskill to is content. Like it's no brainer, right? It's no brainer for them to be able to move into a part of software development that is front end. And of course, just like BAs, they can also upskill from front end to mobile developers to back end developers. They can upskill to software development in in general. But front end basically because front end appeals to your creative and your visual side, which is in line with UI UX, right? UI UX also appeals to your creative and the visual aspect of development, which is also so front end, in my opinion, is just like a more technical part of UI UX, like a technical upgrade of UI UX. So it only just makes sense for a UI UX developer currently to upskill into front end. Yeah, so that's about front end. So let's go into Um, that's that about UIUX. I beg your pardon. So let's go into software development. Right. This is a bit. This is where I bring out my notes. To bring out notes from my professional friends that are software developers. See, guys, they give me notes, and I'm going to, deal with their notes as they have given me. So don't mind me if you find me, looking down and reading something. It's because I have to consult the notes. Guys. Yeah. So of course in software development, there's a back end, just like I said earlier, there's a back end part of software development, there's a front end part of software development, and there's the mobile part of software development. So the mobile developers are people that deal with they work on your apps, Android and iOS. Those are like the specific rules. I use that sometimes mobile develop or people that are just front end developers, which is web, cannot don't necessarily cannot necessarily work on mobile development. It's another set of skills required. So let me say just as it said it. So if you're in front end, you should typically know how to do right. You should write with this language, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Yeah, pretty much. And however, if you're a mobile developer, for example, said mobile developers are like in two phases: the native mobile developers and the other ones that can write one code. So developer can native mobile developer typically can write a code separate for Android and can write another code specifically for iOS. But there's another type of developers, mobile developers, that can write one code that speaks to Android and iOS. So I think it's a no-brainer that if you're a mobile developer currently and you currently operate in the line of writing one code per device type, iOS and Android, it only makes sense that you can upskill, right, to be able to write one code for these two types of devices. I learned from a professional friend that this is a thing, this is like an add-on in job requirements and skills that are needed in certain jobs. Yes, so for mobile developers, you can consider upscaling along this line. However, the mobile developers that, for example, are able to write one code for to the two devices, iOS and Android, are called cross-platform mobile developers. So when there's a native developer can upskill to become like a cross-platform developer, mobile developer, if that makes any sense. So and of course, a front-end or mobile developer can also upskill to become a back-end developer. And the basic languages that for cross-platform or mobile developers will be Flutter, Reactive, and Xamarin. I learned that Xamarin is not quite popular, but it's something they can consider, right? Right. That kind of brings me to the end of this video. I hope I was thorough and detailed enough. I hope this was thorough enough for somebody that's looking to, get into any of these roles. And I hope I was thorough enough for anyone who is already into tech and maybe as a business analyst and what have you. I'm just wondering, we keep saying I need to upskill, I need to upskill. How do I upskill? I hope this video is also, is my mic working? Okay. I hope this video is also quite insightful and informative for you as well. And on that note, I like to kind of introduce this platform to you guys, but however, it applies to teenagers, right? There is a new platform out there for teenagers looking to upskill in tech in Nigeria and across Africa. So if you have a young person, a teenager from 13 to 19, but in the era of tech, I think if you don't know already, then that means you're sitting on a bicycle. And if they say that young people are the leaders of tomorrow, oh, you might as well start from now. And that's still quote, by the way. Young people are the now. So it's also important to, expose our teenagers to, the job realities um, that the world is in right now, or the world is going to be even in for the future, right? So let them know that it's not only medicine, it's not only law that they can be exposed to, but also the realities of tech. The name of the platform is Tindin. You can check them on social media on Instagram, Tindin underscore. I believe I will put the name on the screen for you. And you can also check the website, which is gettindin.com. They have like a number of courses that your teenagers and your young ones can enroll in. I also learned that they have a free course. They recently just launched, and I also learned that they have a free course upcoming for your teenagers. So you might want them to take that opportunity, so to speak. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're wondering what I'm wearing, by the way, if you like this adire, it's called adire. For people that don't know what adire is, it also means tie and dye, um, and it's prevalent in the southwestern part of Nigeria, Ogun State to be precise. And I happen to have a brand. Today is Plug Your Brand Day, and I happen to have a brand that caters to this. You can check us out on Instagram at Awele Aladire. Once again, I'll put the name on the screen and check us out. We make fly Adire fabrics. I don't, do the sewing, but the fabrics are definitely from the store. So do well to check us out. Sure. And until my next vlog, guys, it's love and light, hugs and kisses. If there's any other topic that you'd like me to delve into, if there's anything that you'd like me to also shed more light to preceding from this video, please do well to name them in the comment section, or just let me know. I will definitely do well to, make a video as requested from my very loyal viewers, subscribers. Thank you so much. Bye guys, to my next vlog. Adios.